Did you know? Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz each negotiated a paycheck of $10 million for their roles in Shrek 2. This was a significant pay raise from the original Shrek, where the three were each paid just $350,000. Shrek 2's total budget was $70 million, which means that roughly 43% of the film's budget went to Myers, Murphy, and Diaz. Jeffrey Katzenberg, then CEO of DreamWorks Animation, speculated that the payout was the highest in any of their careers and estimated that the three actors worked just 15 to 18 hours on Shrek 2. However, Katzenberg figured it was worth it for DreamWorks, as their vocal talents contributed a measurable amount to these films. Katzenberg had long believed that celebrities' voices only helped the potential success of an animated feature, and he began attaching such star power to his films, starting with Robin Williams in 1992's Aladdin. With Shrek, he continued to spearhead the trend. Katzenberg explained his philosophy to the New York Times, saying, "I can't imagine a 4 or 5-year-old is aware of the casting, but you are the one that has to bring the 4 or 5-year-old to the theater." Shrek 2 featured many more human characters than the first film, and DreamWorks leaned heavily on new animation technology to make sure they looked as realistic as possible. In particular, the company invested in hair animation so characters like Prince Charming would look as perfect as the audience expected. This also helped the fur on Puss in Boots interact more accurately with his belt and boots. The animation studio also wanted more realistic lighting and weather effects, including clouds, rain, and snow, so they could make scenes feel more dramatic and grounded. In particular, a scene in the film features Shrek, Donkey, and Puss in Boots getting soaked in a rainstorm, a situation which producer David Lippman believed hadn't been in a CG animated film up to that point. Though everything in all the Shrek films has to be generated inside of a computer, DreamWorks utilized analog artistic methods to design its characters and world. Several artists and sculptors were hired to create hundreds of pieces of concept art and clay models for all the locations and characters in the movies. In many cases, they used this process to refine a character's look. For example, there were nearly a dozen different clay models created for the King in Shrek 2, featuring different body types and looks before the final idea was settled on. When the sculpts were completed, artists recreated them with 3D modeling software for use in the films. In our previous video on Shrek, we mentioned how several real-world people and locations influenced the design of Shrek's world and characters, including Lord Farquaad and his theme park-inspired kingdom. However, these were not the only parts of Shrek inspired by the real world. Donkey's design was inspired by a real miniature donkey named Pericles at Barron Park in Palo Alto, California. To find inspiration for Shrek's swamp during the first film, art director Douglas Rogers visited a magnolia plantation in Charleston, South Carolina. Unfortunately for Rogers, he was chased by an alligator while exploring the swampland on his trip. To capture the look of other fantastical parts of the world, Rogers and fellow art director Guillaume Aratos traveled to Hearst Castle in California and the Dordogne region in France. Shrek has become one of the most popular and successful animated film franchises in history. Alongside the 4 main films in the series, the franchise includes 2 feature-length spin-off films, an animated TV series starring Puss in Boots, several short films, and 2 animated TV specials titled Shrek the Halls and Scared Shrekless. It also featured an animated short starring Simon Cowell that parodies the reality TV show American Idol. Additionally, Shrek has become a mainstay at several Universal theme parks, with a show known as Shrek 4D featured in most of their theme parks around the world. A full-fledged attraction known as Far Far Away is also present in Universal Studios Singapore, with a 40-meter-tall castle styled after similar attractions at Disney's theme parks. Shrek was even awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on May 20th, 2010, making him one of just 20 fictional characters to be given the honor. Mike Myers was present at the ceremony presenting Shrek with the star, where he joked, "It's an out-of-body experience." During the production of Shrek the Third, Adult Swim producers Tim Heidecker and Eric Wareheim became annoyed by the frequency of ads they were seeing for the upcoming film. In response, the pair independently created their own series of weird, low-budget, low-effort ads encouraging their fans to go watch the film. Monty Python comedians John Cleese and Eric Idle starred in Shrek the Third, though Idle wasn't happy with one joke in the film. Towards the beginning of the movie, a pair of coconuts are used to emulate the sound of horse hooves, a gag used in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Idle was furious at the joke's inclusion without his knowledge or consent, stating, it's like there it is in the first 30 seconds. You go, wait a minute, John and I are in this film and you steal our joke? He also accused DreamWorks of lifting jokes from their stage play Spam-A-Lot and said in a radio interview that he was considering suing the animation studio. DreamWorks claims that they included the joke as an homage to Monty Python, though Idle rebutted saying, "Do you think if I stole your wallet that'd be homage to your money?" Despite this, Idol never officially pursued any legal action against DreamWorks. The Shrek franchise has become one of the more interesting online fan bases, with New York Magazine describing the character as one of the patron saints of the elaborate and complex culture of dank memedom. Many fans of the franchise refer to themselves as brogers, a semi-satirical take on bronies, the adult fans of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Several fans have used Shrek assets to create animations in Valve Software's Source Filmmaker, often placing Shrek characters into strange or adult situations. Many users jokingly began referring to the software as the Shrek Filmmaker because of the popularity of such videos. Shrek's theme song, All-Star by the rock band Smash Mouth, is frequently paired with these animations, but has also transcended the Shrek fandom to become its own meme. In May of 2012, fans of the series launched a 4chan-styled image board exclusively for Shrek content known as ShrekChan. Between its launch and March of 2014, ShrekChan garnered 500,000 visitors. However, the creator of ShrekChan shut the website down in 2014, explaining that the Shrek meme is dead and it's time to stop trying to keep this going. It is inevitable and it was going to happen at some point. They were incorrect, however, and the Shrek fandom continues to post and consume both serious and ironic content based on the franchise. Did you also know that the Xbox brand heavily pushed Shrek as one of the system's killer apps, or that the fighting game Shrek Super Slam has an active competitive scene? For more facts, check out our video on Shrek games. And this video right here is relevant in that there are green characters and at least a mention of a fart.